Good afternoon, folks. Welcome along to your Rangers Rabble on a Wednesday afternoon. I'm Brian, the host today. Martin is away, so I am in the hot seat, and I am joined today by Trevor. Trev, how are we?
I'm absolutely great. The sun's out. I get to work late, just in time for the rabble. Can of jungle juice. What more? What more do you want, life, mate?
Absolutely, absolutely. It's a lovely day all round. I believe so.
Mm-hmm.
It's all go, and of course, just as we're going live, there's been an interview on Talksport Trev with Dave King, speaking all about the deal and gives us very little time to get it organised and speak about it. But I've caught up with 90 odd percent of it. And I believe, as Dave King has just said, 90% of the deal is done. So are you absolutely confident that it's just a basically crossing the I's and dotting the T's?
Cautiously optimistic until announcements made, mate. You never know. I've always been like that, but I am cautiously optimistic, which is good. We were looking about because we get told about this not long before we started the pod, Brian? And we're looking about to try and get some information here. Where did you get it from? You got it on Talksport website?
No, YouTube.
Well, they were doing the British lines when I tuned in at the time, so...
Yeah, I just had to scroll it back and just listen to
Oh,
it.
you
But
went
yeah,
back in time, didn't you? Of
yes,
course you
back
can
in
do
time
that.
on YouTube. Yes, so yeah, I did a
God,
little bit of time travel. Time
I
travel,
should know
but
that. I should know that being in IT. That's in love and tech, Brian. That's disgusting.
but as multiple man says, guy beside me at work just told me about Dave King. Sounds positive. It does. Seemingly, this is a deal that he says he's been speaking to Andrew Kavanagh for about 6 months, Trevor. So,
Yeah.
obviously Dave King was planning to come back to, or offered to come back to Rangers last summer as a stopgap chairman. He just wanted to get back, steady the ship, and move the club forward. But the current board declined that offer, didn't they? So
Yeah.
I think Dave King has been beavering away in the background himself, and he has offered his shares to Andrew Kavanagh and the likes. And as far as Dave King is concerned, he doesn't see anything that's going to stop this now.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. I was also a little bit sad to when the current board rejected Dave King coming back last time. I listen. What the current board have done, no one can deny they helped us out of a difficult situation. But then, what's one of the things we often say as Rangers supporters? What have you done for me lately? And then they were just kind of running the board into the ground with bad decision after bad decision, refusing to leave. So Dave King made the kind of offer to come back. It was kiboshed. I kind of wished he would not come and go. I think I would like him to actually stay for a few years. I get it. He's got other businesses, but if you love the club and you're already minted, surely you can contribute most of your time. But it wasn't to be. He's then went, okay, I'm going to sell my shares on. He's the biggest shareholder after all. So if he agrees right off the bat to sell his shares, it makes the rest of them a bit easier to fall into place. And then just rolling this deal getting cemented, because we've got a shit ton of work to do, Brian, and next to no time to do it. So let's get this announced, people. Come on.
Well, as Neil Anderson's just gave us a little bit of it. Good afternoon, guys. An interesting interview with King on Talk Sport. Says 90% probability of the takeover being completed around mid-June, being given assurances for serious funds available. It's all very well saying serious funds, Trevor, but it's how they spend it, isn't it?
If it's mid-June, after what I just said a moment ago, I know you can't rush these things, but if everything's almost done and everyone's agreeing, not singing off the same hymn sheet, really, maybe as much as another 5 or 6 weeks, give me the fear slightly. But it is good to know that there will be extra pennies there to be spent. The caveat is, Brian, if it's not going to be done to say middle of June, hopefully they've got a plan in place. They've identified manager, they've identified targets, so that when it comes that date, maybe they'll just have a hell of an announcement. Can you imagine it, Brian? Oh, by the way, the 49ers are taking over. Here's the money you're getting. Here's the shite players we're getting rid of. Here's the new players we're getting in. Here's your manager. Here's your new tea lady. Do you know what I mean? Just whatever. It just smashes all these announcements, because at least then they'll show us that they've been doing all this work in the background, ready to go. Because that's the only way we're able to have a chance of competing next season, especially all these Euro qualifiers will need to play now.
Yeah, and I think he said also in his interview that, as a supporter looking on, he's been finding it very difficult with some of the decisions that's been made at boardroom level. He's not been, obviously, because I think Simon Jordan was quizzing him, how do you feel about the governance of the club? And, he has admitted that it's not been up to standards. So I think with this new ownership coming in, Trevor, I think governance and accountability will be slightly improved, or vastly improved, should I say?
Oh, aye. Yeah. These guys, the guys at the 49ers won't suffer fools lightly. Brian, these guys don't get to where they've got to in life and business by putting up with people that can't do their jobs properly. So they'll have a lot of their own people ready to go before this deal's even announced. And I think it's safe to say that they will have already agreed to the appointment of the last couple of roles we've got, including Patrick Stewart. So I think it's a case of we know what's going on. If people don't pull the finger out, they'll be gone. You don't mess with Americans when it comes to making money.
Very true.
Quickest way of putting it.
Very true. But Malpomai makes a good point as well. I believe I've heard this somewhere else today. Should we take our time once it happens and not rush this summer and get into more trouble? Take our time and gradually overtake Celtic. We don't need to do it by September. I think I'm sure maybe it was last night or somewhere where I read that it's not going to be a rush job, this. I don't think the new owners are going to come in and just throw gazillions at this and want trophies immediately. I think, as you said, they need to do a little bit of foundation work. They need to get everything sorted from the bottom and build their way up. So as painful as it might be for a lot of people to hear, this won't be a 0 to 100 mile an hour job. This is going to be a slow build up, Trevor, isn't it? It's not going to be a rush job and everything's going to be done immediately, is it?
Slow and steady wins the race, mate. I think you couldn't get it all done this summer. It's almost impossible. Even if you had all the luck in the world, there's too much to do, right? You think you'd be able to sack off all the players you don't want immediately without paying out silly money, and I'm sure that probably counts towards FFP. You can't. You won't get all your targets immediately, so you do have to get quite a few things planned ahead of time, ready to pull the trigger come the middle of June. Someone may be able to answer this, whether it's you, Brian, or someone in the chat. My only concern is, of course, the bread and butter stuff comes first next season, right? We've got to be more competitive in the league, right? But I love the European stuff. I don't want to sacrifice that necessarily. I want to have my cake and eat it. While the Champions League is one of a massive ask for us, because that's 2-3 rounds to try and get through, and they're not easy. If we fail at any stage, even the first qualifying stage, do we go straight into Europa League? Because if the answer is yes, I can rest easy.
I think
it's either the first or the second round, isn't it?
Yeah, I think we go into qualifying 3. I think from memory it's qualifying 3. People in the comments might be able to help me out there. I'm sure it's qualifying 3 we go into first. Maybe 2. I
think it's remember. 2. I don't think we got off it that easy, mate.
No, I know.
So there's multiple man there. So if we sorry, Brian, multiple man. So if we fail at the first qualifier, do we go straight into the Europa League? Oh, yeah, there you go. Craig Harrison. Yeah, I thought there might be one. Shit. Yeah. Let's get past that round then, please.
Absolutely. So yeah, folks, get us up to 50 likes. Come on, Martin will be absolutely delighted. You know what he's like with the likes. Sorry. So yes, get all that in. But as folk are saying, it's going to be a slow and steady process. I know everybody's desperate for things to change yesterday. I know folk are desperate for everything to happen now, but they've obviously I don't know why they've targeted mid-June, Trev. I don't know if that's legal stuff or I just don't know. But at least as far as Dave King's concerned, he cannot see any reason why this deal will not happen now.
He's been what I'm not, which is not cautiously optimistic. He's well, he knows he's in then, isn't it? He's done his bit. He's agreed to sell his shares, and then he's waiting for everyone else, the legal people, to do their thing. If it's coming from him, listen, I trust the guy. He's back to he's done a lot for us. Excuse me. I trust the guy. It probably will all be good, and it'll probably be signed when it needs to be signed. The short answer to the question, Brian, of why it's maybe that date, the lawyers want to make sure they get as much as money from all parties between now and then as possible. We know these gets are on far too much bloody money. Sorry for any lawyers in chat, by the way, but you're on too much money. I'm sorry. So, these things take forever, even if you get a house, which is a simple thing compared to what they're going through. That's the quickest I got my house through, and I was pushing it, was a month. And that's quick for Scotland. You go to England, you could be 2-3 months easy. So these things do take time. There's nothing anyone can do with it. That's the legal people, and that's if it goes smoothly. So fingers crossed.
The consortium has already had a say in Thelwell's appointment, and is leading recruitment for the new manager, who will be in place before mid-June. They will be leading on player recruitment too. I mean, that is a I don't think it's outlandish to say that the new owners had a Thelwell, and that was their man, wasn't it?
Oh, it was their man. Patrick Stewart was their man. I think. I wonder as well. Here's a question for you, Brian. Mm-hmm. Wonder if Coppin getting that little promotion was them giving their say so as well. I'm not so sure, because I think that was still a bloody weird left field decision. But no, 100% any major decision that's been made, at least in the last 6 months, is going to have their blessing. And this deal could have been in the pipeline for a lot longer, Brian. I think it was your man Hoggy at Heart and Hand. He kind of deals with buying businesses, or not buying businesses, helping to do the buying of businesses and selling of them. And he said deals like this can easily take 18 months from the very start, when you first started talking and negotiating, through to the end. So I would not be surprised if this was in the pipeline a lot longer, but got a lot more serious with agreements and whatnot about maybe 6 months ago. Listen to me, the legal expert now.
Yeah, I mean, Wolf's just sort of confirmed. I'm just scanning the comments there. We enter Q2, lose. We have Europa League qualifiers, lose its Conference League.
Right. Okay, that makes sense. So
that makes sense for you?
That means basically 2 rounds plus the playoff round, and I don't know if the playoff round is a 2-legged one or just a 1 game, but 3 rounds in total. It probably is. Mate. So there's 3 rounds to get into the Champions League. I think that's just too much with a team that's going to be ripped apart. But we need to get through that first qualifier to get straight into the Europa League. I don't want us to have an egg in our face, and then we've got a Euro qualifier. Conference League, I'm not going to ever slag it, but I'm just going to be a hypocrite and slag it. We deserve better than that. We are better than that. I'm sorry. I don't want to go into the Coca-Cola League version of Europe. So
now here's one Cammy's just put in. You'd expect the new manager to start June 1st, wouldn't you?
You would, wouldn't you? See, you can't rush the legal stuff. You just can't.
But they can still have an influence on appointing a manager, can't they?
Oh, no, they will. They'll be like what's the boy's name? The boy from Everton.
Thelwell.
Thelwell, that's how you pronounce it. He will be unofficially working already for us. That happens. You see it all the time. I see it in my job and other jobs I've been in it. The heat honchos will do a bit of work before they come in. They have to. It's too important of a role for you just to go in cold turkey on first day. So they will have things. They'll have irons in the fire ready to go. They just can't announce anything until the deal's officially signed and announced. That's what I was saying to Mark before, a while back. I was being cautiously optimistic on purpose, because until it's actually announced, kind of get too carried away that the legal stuff is out with our control, out with the the people selling their shares control. It's all down to the legal side of things. So let's just hope that lawyer Trev speaks out. Cheers, Linda.
Yeah, I mean, the manager betting is wild, isn't it, Trev? I mean,
Yeah.
every few days our group chat gets lit up with the latest odds and stuff, and it's now it's Marco Rose. It's the top man. He's leading the odds. So it's changing all the time. It's mental, isn't it?
I've never really been one for wasn't really one for a bet. I never done the horses or anything. I might do the odd wee cheeky bet with Miss Handy in chat, like for a wee football coupon or something, like accumulator the odd time, but never really done it. But as I think the guys were saying before, it doesn't actually take much for someone to shoot to the top of the manager table. You just need a wee flurry of bets for it to become a favourite one. I think there's all these algorithms and stuff built into betting odds in there, Brian. When it sees something in the system online, you're all betting for Gerrard. Let's change the odds for that one. So I said to Ash before, I wanted to bring the Liverpudlian God back home. I was very against him coming in because I thought you leave us the middle of the season, a bit like that mob across the city with Brenda. Was like, nah, on your horse, you're not welcome back, mate. And then I learned to forgive him when I heard that he kind of get done a dirty a wee bit by not getting the funds he wanted to fix the roof when the sun was shining. Remember he said that when it was covered in champagne, and it never happened. And then obviously the downside is your man, got his bloody name, the car salesman. That goes to say it all. Bringing in that rat back to Rangers would be a problem, but I can live with it if he comes back. Just stick him back off to the side, like your mother would say, be seen and not heard. I don't want him to be seen or heard. I just want to go back to coaching players and never be in a camera or a microphone again. I can live with that. So I want. Who was your top choice, ideal choice, Brian, for Gaffer?
Out of the whole list, if I was wanting to go a bit left field, right. I think it was either sort of Knutson or Terzic, but
did you say Knutson?
Yeah, Knutson from Bodo Glimt.
Is that how you pronounce his name?
I think
Knutson.
Knutson.
I was going to say Knutson. I'm just giggling like a 12-year-old again. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. I think I'm just assuming the K is a silent K. I don't know if it is, but
might be.
He's turned down several jobs. He's turned down Ajax and a lot of other big teams. And I think I said in one afternoon pod, with Martin, that he seems to be the type of manager. He's in his home country. He's doing well with his club, and he's quite happy there. And I don't think anything will shift him. And there's nothing wrong with that. But we need a manager who's ambitious.
Well, look at your Derek McInnes and whatnot.
He's getting himself to Hearts, isn't he?
I know. Impressive for him, by the way. Let him run that club into the ground. No ambition. He said no to us. So I think he was just comfortable and he kind of shit himself about what the Rangers job maybe meant. It's the same with this Knutson guy as well. It does show lack of ambition, but maybe he just wants to stay in his own country. And I'm sorry if people like Ajax and that are trying to get him. He's not coming to us as much as I would like him to. And as Sniper did say further back, it would be someone that's got no association with Rangers, which I don't know if I want to go with the foreign route again. We've tried it; it's failed. They come in thinking they know what it takes, but you don't know what it takes
until you get.
You don't need to be a Rangers man. Yeah. You don't need to be a Rangers man, but you need to be a British man, or you need to have a lieutenant beside you that does more than that Egypt Alex Ray does and just chews bubblegum for a living. You need someone that knows what it is and will draw it. And it couldn't be Barry. Well, here we go.
Absolutely. Here he goes. Boss, man. He is rushed in. And he's here.
Well, your internet's awful, mate. Jesus Christ, man. What you don't know is I'm rebuilding his computer in a couple of weeks because it's absolutely immense. I can't fix your internet, pal. You're on your own with
that. But no, I mean, it's very difficult to... I mean, from what we've heard from Dave King today, the deal is done, pretty much. Yep. It's going to get done by mid-June. A lot of people aren't happy that the fact that it's mid-June. Well... I'm afraid, as you just said, legal stuff takes a long, long time to sort out, cross the I's, dot the T's, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
It's going to be a long. It's going to be an extended long summer for us, isn't it?
It is, because our season's done already, isn't it? And we've still got another few games left to go. We'll have to go from, what is it, June the 1st that the transfer window opens.
Yes.
So we'll potentially have a couple of weeks of that. I've not been able to do much in that. So listen, Bears and Bearettes, we're just going to have to be patient.
Yeah.
But we really are. It's going to suck, but we're going to have to be patient because no way around it.
Rangers fans and patience, that's not something that happens very much, is it?
No, really
now,
not.
We'll go slightly back in time again. As the title says, there's rumours that Billy Gilmour is possibly making a return to Rangers. Now, Trevor, I've been doing a little bit of digging on this. And as Dado Perzo said straight away, Gilmour's on 50k a week. What he gets at Napoli now, with all the best will in the world, that's just way outside our stratosphere, is it not? Or is there some truth in it?
No, he's not coming to us. He's not. I'm sorry. As much as I like the guy, someone like him would only come to us at the end of his career. He's on too much money at the moment. I knew he was at Napoli, but I didn't know how much of a game he was getting. Brian, it looks like it's not much of a regular game because he's in that midfield with McTominay, isn't he? So, and he's gone gangbusters, so they're not going to drop him. I know he's more of a backing midfielder than Gilmour is, but I think Gilmour is. I mean, is he? Would you say he's a Rangers man? I know he was at Rangers at the start, but was he his old man? No, one of them.
No, his mum's a Rangers fan. I knew that.
I'm sure his dad's a Celtic supporter. Don't know where I got that from.
I think you may be correct, but I'm sure I'm sure his mum's an absolute Rangers fan. Definitely.
We're sorry,
I've seen that. Because I'm sure when he went to, was it Norwich he went to, she would only hold the yellow bit, she wouldn't hold the green bit at the top.
It's brilliant. Oh, imagine that in that household, of one that side and one that side of the city, man. Oh, Jesus. All right, okay, safe to say he's a blue nose. I'd love to see him, mate. He is absolutely brilliant. I remember seeing him, Stephen was trying to get a game at Chelsea, right, and he was really, really young, and he was in with the 10 million other youngsters that bloody club always seems to sign. Do you see that clip of him, like, just lobbing the bottle into the bin in the dressing room? Do you ever remember seeing that? And he's wearing his socks in that. I was like, oh my God, that guy's got skill and talent.
Unbelievable.
We're not getting him.
It's one of those ones that's very, I wouldn't say, would outlandish be a fair shout? It's a big ask for him to come back to us. As somebody said in the comments there, where is it? If I just find it, damn it, doesn't matter. He's went Chelsea, Brighton, Napoli. I wouldn't imagine he's coming back to us, is he?
No, there's that wee bit of hope. See if someone wants to temporarily drop their wage for a season to get a game, put themselves in the limelight. Say he said, right, okay, I'll drop my wage from 50 to 30k for one season, and you'll get a game, you put yourself in the limelight. See if you're thinking about your career, you might be willing to do that because you're young enough. But when you're on 50 grand to sit on the bench, I'd say no as well. As much as I love Rangers, I'd be like, it's a short career. I'm going to stay here and make the pennies and enjoy the Italian ladies.
Absolutely. But no, it's a difficult one to see happening in my book. He's about to win the league with Napoli, I believe. He's in that midfield with McTominay. Seems to be, I think, what's his name, the manager? Are
they top of the table?
Conte.
Napoli?
Yeah, I think Napoli's top of the table. So Conte loves, because did Conte not take him at Chelsea and play him?
That rings a bell, yeah. Yep.
So Conte's got a bit of history with Gilmour, and I believe McTominay's been immortalised in Napoli now. So they're taking to these guys. So it would be a nice one, but I just don't see it. I think he's far too pricey for us, I'm afraid.
So is he on the bench a lot, I presume, Brian, then? He's just coming off, he's not getting regular starts and whatnot, hence why there's talk of a kind of loan manoeuvre for him.
Possibly. I mean, a loan's not out with the realms of a possibility.
So,
But a full-time transfer, I would suggest,
no,
is not an
no,
option.
because we couldn't afford the never mind the salary. We couldn't afford the transfer fee from
No.
Serie A, from a team that's about to win Serie A.
No.
He's easily a 10, 20 million pound player, easy.
Absolutely, absolutely. So the takeover is about done, Trev.
Yep.
It's going to be mid-June, as we've said before. I'll just sort of refresh it if anybody's just joining us
Yes.
late in the game. It's going to get done by mid-June. No news of a new manager, obviously, yet, because it's only Dave King that's given his side. If you want to catch up, it was on the White and Jordan show this afternoon, around about 11:45, I think it started. So
Can you go back in time?
if you want to go back in time and go into YouTube and have a look at the interview there, have a look at it. But as Dave King says, he's been at this for a good 6 months now, and it's he doesn't see any possibility of it not happening now, Trev. So at least the Rangers fans have got to take something from it, the fact that it is going to happen. It's not a fake over anymore. This is going to happen, and it's a case of we've just got to be patient. But I'm afraid, as I said earlier, Rangers fans and patience don't really go, do they?
They don't know, and as Wilf Marshall's saying in the chat, it'll be before mid-June. I probably agree with you, Wilf. I probably do, mate. I think that's just a worst-case scenario. They put a kind of end date, but you aim to get it done by then at the latest. Try and bring it forward if you can. I think they know this really needs to be done by the end of the month, realistically.
Mm-hmm.
And I can put up with that. I am patient when it comes to this stuff. I'm one of the few bears that can be patient with that because I know what's about to come. I do remember, I don't remember, Brian, when this was no longer announced, very own Aaron was like a kid in a bloody, like a kid in a sweetie shop, man. He was absolutely buzzing. He's like, we're going to win the Champions League. And I thought, I loved it. I was like, I'm happy for him that he was that happy because I like to see that in people. But I had to be a bit more grounded. I was like, no, mate, I can't. We've been through too much. Listen, we know it's probably going to happen. I know it's probably going to happen. We just need to look at the bigger picture.
Yes.
Look at what this looks like for us come May next year, right?
Mm-hmm.
What does it look like? It's going to be it's going to be better 100%. How much I don't know, but it will be better because they will have a master plan. I don't like that phrase. They'll have a plan in place over several transfer windows, right? They'll have, right, okay, here's our goal between now and January. Here's our goal between now and the end of the season. 2 years, 3, 5 years, right? And I hope in that 5-year limit there is a plan to upgrade Ibrox as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just saying. But I'm looking forward to it, mate. Cautious optimistic.
And I think, Multiple Man makes the comment, we will be in the Champions League quarterfinal by the end of the decade.
Multiple Man, what did I just say?
Well, hold on where I'm going with this, Trev. Obviously, they've just taken over. Well, they've been involved with Leeds for a good while. The difference from Leeds to Rangers is they're not going to have very easy access to European football, are they? So,
yeah.
While taking over Rangers, they will have easy access to European football, albeit either Champions League or Europa League. But they will still have a foot in the door in the European stage. So, I think that's the other bit that's enticing this 49ers group to come, isn't it? The fact that they've seen us do well in Europe. They've seen, wow, they got to the final a couple of years ago. They got to the quarters this year. They've seen potential, haven't they?
Brian, I like to be kind of brutally honest, which not everyone loves, but they're not coming for any other reason. They're not. I'm sorry. They're the Americans, they like to make money. I'm not slagging that. I kind of respect it. It's why they're the country they are today, like very, very good at business. They're here to make money the only way they can, which is mainly through Europe and the fans, of course, as well. But European money will get better and better. Leeds will not get European football anytime soon. Maybe someone in chat can tell me how many places in total the EPL gets for Europe. If you count all the competitions, how many places do they get? It's probably something like bloody half the league. So I think they will get something like a conference or a Europa League within a few seasons because they're doing well at Leeds. They're spending smartly. but it won't happen in the first couple of seasons. You need to build up to that. But aye, their way Leeds for the Premiership money, that's fine. Their way Rangers for the European money, it makes sense to me. It's a good business portfolio to have.
Absolutely. And at the end of the day, folks, we're just going to have to bide our time. We're going to have to sit tight. These, as somebody said in the comments earlier, good things come to those who wait. So we're just going to have to hang around, keep an eye on the news outlets when the news breaks that finally they've taken over. But I do believe that they will have things in motion as far as they've got their man in as the sporting director. So at least they've got a foot in the door, and he will be operating within the club very soon.
Yes.
Trev, won't he?
Yeah. They've got irons in the fire already, my man, ready to go.
And obviously his biggest task now is obviously the manager job, isn't it? That's the next sort of thing
huge
on the horizon, isn't it?
It's huge. It's absolutely huge. You need to get this right. If they go with a foreign manager, my only concern is they think they get it, but they don't get it. So how do you get it? I know that's a very open-ended question, but they need to make sure that is the way it is. And I think, to be fair, I know Barry won't get the job, but him being here at the moment and speaking to Farewell and whatnot, I think will actually do us the world a good, because he's already sat down with him to discuss many things, and hopefully he'll be saying who stays, who goes, and adding into the manager chat of what kind of person we need. I know he probably would have, because Barry's a diehard Rangers supporter, like a lot of us is. And he'll be saying, listen, whoever you go for, if it's this person, that person, they need to get it. Or you need to have something in place for the right person to step into that management team that gets it. Because the closest we had, let's say, before was Alec Ray, and nothing happened there. So, and I feel a bit sorry for Clermont, because I don't think he deserved that. But listen, Brian, I don't envy the decision they have to make. Because if they get it wrong,
yeah,
I can't even think like that. So
I know. And as Wolf says, folks, you'll hear it here on the Rabble Network as soon as it breaks. No other news outlet required. We will be all over this when that news breaks. But when the manager gets announced, we will be all over that. So don't you worry. We will have live news, breaking pods when it happens. It's as I say, we've got eyes everywhere. We have them. We've got everybody looking at every social
it's a team
media
effort.
Yeah, it is. It's a great team effort, because there's always somebody putting in our chat about something that's happening. So it's a never-ending process. We're always fine. One of us is always watching.
This is why you stick to fan media, people, and not to sell out. There's a reason. A team of hardcore Rangers podders and hardcore Rangers supporters, and I'm talking about all us and all you guys in the chat as well, that will find out nuggets of information all over the gaff, and then we can delve in it and find there's any truth to it. That is far more appealing and better than signing up and watching or reading one of the rags that you get every day. And I won't name any names, but this is the place to stick if you want your Rangers news first.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, as I believe Wednesday's a free day, so there's nothing on tonight. I believe it's what's his face? Ian is back with the Rabble Wrestling tomorrow. That'll be on. I can't remember the timing. I think he's recording it. I can't remember. So don't quote me on that. Don't quote me on that.
Extreme Gaming podcast on Friday as well, of course.
This, absolutely, yes. Sorry I didn't get around to a question of the day. There was a couple in there I was going to use, but I'm afraid breaking news. This news just absolutely kiboshed everything. We could not fit it in, unfortunately. But thanks to everybody who are watching. Trev, thank you for joining me for that breaking news.
There's a wee cheeky super chat there, Mr. Brian, just at the very death there. Give Gaz his fair dues and all that.
Mr.
Gaz to the rescue.
Got to get manager appointment correct. Thank you very much.
It's the most important decision. It's the most important decision they will make of next season. Anything else is irrelevant compared to that. So, yeah.
Paul, bring it up again. Paul, bring up that comment about the court case. I can't see it, or I've missed it. It was actually going really quick today, and it was hard.
Yeah, I was gone mad. Sorry, mate.
So put it back in, and I'll hang around if you want and bring it back up. We also have the critically acclaimed Martin and David show at 7 p.m. tonight. So that'll be on tonight for the members.
It's not free then. I was going to say, there we go. That makes sense.
No, that'll be on for the members tonight, I believe. So get in and watch that. Yep. So please put in the comment about the court case, and I shall bring it up, Paul. In the meantime, thank you to Inter Milan and Barcelona, Trev, for restoring a little bit of faith in football over the last couple of weeks. I mean, that has been two of the best legs of football I think I've ever witnessed.
So I tuned in towards the end because I don't watch a lot of football outside Rangers, to be honest with you. But then I was hearing what was going on. I was okay, I'll tune in. I think it was Sky Sports News was on briefly, and I was all right, I'm going to tune in and watch the end of that. And I mean, those commentators, I think they were burst at the end of that. That was absolutely mental. I'm glad Inter Milan won, though, because Barcelona, as much as a massive club they are, they won so much in their time, and it gets a bit annoying, a bit same. I've got a soft spot for Real Madrid, if I'm being honest with you. And I just want to see someone different win, and along with Napoli maybe winning the Serie A, it just mixes it up, makes it more interesting. But for the neutral, what a game of football that was. I remember seeing the ref going up to the guys on the technical area. He's miles outside his technical area, and he's like grabbing the fourth official and pointing at him. Look, he's bloody a mile out of his technical area as well. But all so animated. That was the German boy. It was fantastic, mate. It was to watch the end of that, and wish they could have been still playing that.
Absolutely. And Paul's got the comment up. It's to do with the smart card we were looking to be made, but pulled out. Company claiming damage as well.
Smart card?
It must be something to do with the season ticket smart cards.
Oh, okay.
It'll be something to do with that. So I'm afraid, well, Rangers and court cases, we thought that was the end, but maybe it isn't. I don't know. There's PSG, Arsenal tonight, Trev. So that'll be a difficult one for Arsenal. As I say, the Martin and David show is on at 7 o'clock tonight, folks. So tune in for that. My thanks to Trev.
Cheers.
My thanks to everybody in the comments. As I say, the comments are flying out today. It was really busy. So I tried to get as many as I could up that was relevant to the King case, but it was just so busy. So apologies if I didn't get yours up. I always try and get everybody's up if I can, but it was just so busy. But my thanks to Trev, my thanks to you all, and we'll speak very, very soon.